This is Chris Victoria. I'm back with another video. If you guys are new here, hi, welcome to my channel. And if you've already been subscribed, thanks for coming back. So in this video, I wanted to talk about you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Many people are wondering like, okay, why am I not getting to the next level? Why do I feel like I'm stagnant? Why do I feel like I'm talking about what I'm doing, but I'm not actually getting real results? Well, let's talk about it. If you're new here, make sure you smash the subscribe button. If you've already been subscribed, then thank you so much. You're hip. So look, y'all, I literally had a night out in the town and last night and lost my voice. So it's not all the way there. However, I'm still going to make this video because consistency and discipline wins the game. So you guys hear me say all the time, you won't be motivated all the time. But if you can find a way to be disciplined, you can find a way to be consistent, you are going to yield results. So this coffee is so chef's kiss, so good. So anyway, I thought I brought a pen over here. I know I brought my notebooks. Where did I just put that pen? I have absolutely no idea. Literally no idea where. No idea. Oh, here it is. So look, y'all. You guys know I keep several different journals for different things. So this one is literally like affirmations and goal settings. So being that it's a new year, I'm going to start my affirmations section for 2023 because I have not written in this specific journal in a minute. Affirmations 2023. I think daily affirmations are super important. So you might ask, okay, if people are not hitting their goals, what do you mean by you miss 100% of the shots you don't take? I'm saying the leaps. I'm saying daring to take the risk. If you're not taking the risk, then how do you expect to gain the reward? So you have to start doing things. You have to already envision yourself as your highest and best self and become her. Not tomorrow, not next year, not next week, not 10 years from now. You have to assume the responsibility and the role today. So if you're watching this video and you know that you're wrapped with lots of talents, you're wrapped with lots of gifts, but you don't know how to channel them, then your focus needs to become, how do I channel what it is that I'm supposed to be doing into the direction for my life? And you guys hear me talk about knowing your why in life all the time. You hear me talk about just vision, being a visionary. So in the end of the day, you have to set a routine like anything else. Like I have my wake up routine, I have my hair routine, I have my makeup routine, I have everything. Fitness routine, you have to have the same thing for your life. So in my daily routines, I'm writing out affirmations, which because I'm pretty much hands-on with my content, I'm going to actually start today. So we are the 8th of January. It's Sunday. 8 January 2023, right? Normally, I like to write out at least 3 daily affirmations, right? At least 3. So 1, 2, 3. Your daily affirmations do not have to be long term. They could be things that you need to get done today. So, for example, I'm going to say clean up 1 to 2 hours. And then I'm going to say create upcoming week to-do list. And then the third thing that I'm going to say is start doctoral courses tomorrow for new semester. Right? So these are 3 things that I want to be able to check off by the end of the day, but definitely by the end of the week. So what I like to do is, so say that I've just written those out like that. Throughout the week, I can just go through and check off what was done and check off and X off what wasn't done. Then if I didn't do it, then I can either allocate it for another day, or I can try to, or strive. You guys know I don't really care to say the word try, but I will strive to put it in another day of affirmations, or get it done that day that I realized that it was never completed. So I wrote out my daily affirmations. Then you guys know that I have my little handy dandy notebook, and this one right here basically has how am I going to leverage, you guys heard me make the video about how you can take an asset such as a car. Some people look at cars as liabilities, but if you own your car, sometimes I think that that could be classified as an asset, because it's also something that you can use for collateral. Like homes, you can use a home that you own, a car that you own, as collateral for a loan. So to me, if you can benefit from it, I believe that that falls in the category of asset. To me, it's not a liability. Yes, it may depreciate, but when you think about comparison of your life, it's actually an asset. So here's what, and I know people may beg to differ on this one, but that's my perspective, just my opinion. But listen, so the next thing that I was able to do, or that I do with my little notebook, is I'm writing out, okay, you owe this, you negotiated this is when you're going to pay it, this is how much you're going to pay. And I have all of this in my little journal, and I have notes. So anytime I speak to these companies, I have notes. I have the account number, I have the notes, I have everything right in this little notebook. Let me back it up. You guys know that I talked about how it's important to negotiate your debts. Debts could be positive, and the reason I look at debt as positive is if you have credit cards are a positive thing. We look at them as negative because when we put them in a bad situation, our cards become, over the limit or whatever. We're just like, oh, I hate credit cards. But at the end of the day, if you take care of your credit, it's nothing to hate. It's just you don't care for the circumstance that you're in if you actually do it right. So for me, I've just been writing down everything. I have some companies that I said, hey, if I pay this, would you remove it from my credit? Would it be a complete deletion? And I've have some that says yes. Obviously, once you negotiate the prices on each of these debts that you might owe, then you need to be looking for the ones that have the greatest incentives. So once you figure out the ones that have the greatest incentives, then you can say, okay, look, this account said I can settle it for 50% of the debt, but they also said I would delete it off of the credit. But this account said they'll settle it for 50%, but they are going to report it as zero. It won't be deleted. Which one do you think I'm going to take? Of course, the one that's going to be deleted from my credit as though it never existed. But if you're paying them all at once, cool. But if you are looking for a strategy, then I would definitely think, okay, which are the cheapest, which have the better incentives, and which will benefit me more if I pay it off. But even though, if you look at it as which are the cheapest, then be looking toward paying off or down more accounts than one. But if you're looking at, okay, so which one's really going to help that credit, you want to take that higher balance down, and you want to take the oldest accounts. The higher the balance, the older, you want to take rewind. You want to take the highest balance and the newest account. The newer something hits your credit, the more impact it has. The older something on your credit, the less impact. The bigger the balance, the more it takes up of your credit limit or your credit utilization. So if you have a credit limit of $2,500 and with all the fees and stuff like that, you're at $3,000 over the credit limit, you are $500 over. So you don't want to be over your utilization ratio, but you also don't want to be at it, because being at the limit means that you're 100% maxed. Being over it means you are maxed out. And being under it, you're just right where you need to be. You're riding the wave and it falls under in the percentages. So the biggest thing that you want to do is you want to get each of these debts to 30% at least. So you can look at them all and say, hey, I settled this one for $100. Let me do 100 times 30%. Okay, that's how much I'm going to pay. Let me do 400 times 30%. That's how much I'm going to pay. Or not times 30%, it'll be times 70% to get to 30%. So if you're doing 100 times 70%, you're wanting to pay 70% of the debt, leave at 30. This is for the people who need to do incremental payment plans. But for my people who are trying to just one-time lump sums and be done, you're going to want to make sure you're negotiating to the absolute lowest. Let them know that, hey, I'm not planning on paying you in installments. I'm planning to pay you one time. So let's get to the best of what we can do for one time. And then you go from there. But you have to look at your personal debt and say, how do I strategize for it to benefit me in the best way? Even if you have to pay it off in increment, there's so many strategies that you could be using to help you pay it off and experience a greater return. Like, I won't even say return, but a greater credit score or a greater place in the credit world right now. So this little notebook is something that I take pride in, and then my affirmations, and then I have everything else. But the reason that you are not getting to where you are getting is because you're not taking the risk. You want the reward, but you don't want to take the risk. Anything worth having, anything that you ever wanted in this life will not come easy. If it's coming easy, then it's not worth having. And if it's difficult to obtain, then you're going to appreciate it. You're going to value it more when you notice that, hey, there were some valleys, there were some struggles, there was some da-da-da-da, but I overcame. But I became what I needed to become. That's when you really are going to appreciate what you went through. So if you don't want to be missing any shots, then you're never going to know what's on the other side of fear. You have to take the shots, whether you make them or you miss them. That does not mean the game is over when you're playing basketball. If I'm making shots and I'm missing shots, it's like, okay, the game's not over whether I make the shot or I miss the shot. But if I never take the shot, I don't even know where the aim could go. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't take the shot, the game isn't going to go anywhere. But imagine if I took the shot. The game could literally, So it's just like, don't take the shot. You don't know what's on the other side. Take the shot. You either find out or you don't. But the one thing about not taking shots is you're going to be exactly where you started. The thing about taking shots is you'll never be exactly where you started, because there's always lessons, there's always things to learn, and then there's always things that maybe, they work out in your favor. And then there are things that are not going to work out in your favor. But at the end of the day, if you choose not to quit, if you strive to keep being the better version of yourself, then you never really lose. You're just on a quest for your greatness. So I'll see you beautiful babes in the next video. Thanks so much for tapping in. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video. I'm actually going to be I've been posting a lot of videos lately, but I have not even been posting my thumbnails to the videos. So I'm going to take some content time, and actually go through and make thumbnails, because it's got to be about 20 videos, 15 to 20 videos that I just uploaded and don't even have a thumbnail. And I just think that is so stinking tacky on my part. So you guys, make sure you tap in, and I'll see you on the next video.